Hello. I welcome you all to this new video of mine. Today we will be discussing on organism and population. As you all know, this is an important chapter for class 12 biology, and since CBSE exams are just coming on 25th, if I am not wrong. So I hope this will be helpful to you. So please note down the important points as I will be discussing here. So in this first part, we will cover it in few parts so that the video doesn't get longer. Okay. So now let's move to the very beginning of the chapter. See, ecology. What is ecology? According to, as per NCRT, it is said that ecology is what a subject which studies interaction among organisms and interactions between the organisms and the physical environment. Okay. Now the important point is that this physical means what? Biotic. Why they are naming it as physical as biotic? Because biotic and abiotic, these are the two components which you should have learned in your previous classes. Abiotic components are those components which don't have any life, and biotic components are those components which have life. For example, we humans have life, right? So we fall under biotic category. Okay. And light, soil, temperature, all of them will be covered under this abiotic component. Okay. Now ecology is what? Ecology is the interaction mane how the non-living and the living things of the environment are interacting, as well as as how the living and the non-living thing they interact together. The subject which deals with this study is particularly known as ecology. Okay. Now coming to the word ecology, the ecology word comes from oikos meaning house, and logos mane study. See, biology is what? Bios means life and logos means study. So biology total meaning is study involving life or study of life, right? So ecology means study of house. Okay. House means the community within which we live. Okay. We humans, we interact with our father, mother. Okay. They are all biotic components. Then we interact with the sunlight, we interact with the water, the water which we drink. Okay. So all these interactions will fall under the category of ecology. Okay. Now coming to the father of Indian ecology, see, please identify this individual. Remember this individual. His name is Ramdev Mishra, and he is the pioneer of Indian ecology. Okay. So if they ask you who is the father of Indian ecology, keep it in mind, Ramdev Mishra. Why I am telling you to remember this? Because in NCRT, this man image and the contributions which we will study next is there. So in your upcoming NEET examinations or in CBSE as well, they may frame up some questions on Ramdev Mishra. Okay. Now next, moving to the next part. Next is you see population. Now what is population? Population means what? A group of individuals or organisms in a well defined geographical area. Now this thing you should write. ठीक है, well defined geographical area. ठीक है, if you don't write well defined geographical area, no marks will be awarded to you. ठीक है. Now which share or compete for what? For similar resources and potentially interbreed. Okay. Similar resources money, see, you and I, we both are humans, right? You are living in this ecology, I am also living. You and I both are competing for what? Similar resources means we need water, we need air, we need soil to crop our plants. Okay. So we are sharing, or rather we are competing for our own resources. Okay. And potentially interbreed. Okay. Because interbreed here doesn't mean here interbreed means sexual reproduction, but if we count for the population study, we can take asexual reproduction as well into count. Okay. Now next, coming to the example. See, what are the examples of a population? See, bacteria in a culture medium. Now why I had written this bacteria in a culture medium? Because first of all, this is there in your NCRT lines. Okay. Secondly, there is a chapter in your class 12 which says microbes in human welfare. In that very chapter, if you move to the first page of NCRT, they are telling that fungi and bacteria can be visible by a naked eye in a culture medium. See, here in this very culture medium, you can easily see the microbes. ठीक है, see, these are spherical, these are spherical in shape, and we know spherical microbes are coccus bacteria. Okay, na? And so keep in mind, bacteria and fungi, they can, you can see them in a culture medium. Okay, now next picture, see, it shows lotus in pond. See, one, two, there are many lotus. So in this pond, in this very pond, we can clearly see the population of lotus. Okay, now next let's go to the attributes, importance of population study. What is the importance? See, population study helps us to link ecology to population genetics and evolution. Now what does it mean? It means that, see, most often you had heard this in news channels coming up, that there is a rising threat of cancer among youth, there is a rising threat of heart diseases among youth. Okay, how can we know that what is the rising threat among the youths? By using population study. We study the population and then we predict what is the which disease, or rather which problem is affecting which sections of the population. Okay, now next, so this is the importance. If they ask you what is the importance 1 marks के लिए, just write it down. It links ecology to population genetics and evolution. Okay, now next, moving to the next part, which says population attributes. Now what is the meaning of attributes? Population attributes means is the feature which defines the population of an isolated geographical area. Okay, which defines the feature of an population of an isolated geographical area. Now what does it mean? It covers 5 population attributes. What are they? First one is birth rate or natality, death rate or mortality, sex ratio. Sex ratio means male to female ratio. How many number of males divided by total number of females. Okay, that's the sex ratio. The fourth one will be population age, and last one is population size. We will discuss it individually in the next part of the video, but here we will only discuss till population attributes. Now see, what does this attributes mean? Suppose you move to Africa. Okay, in Africa there are several below poverty line states where you will find that the birth rate is very negligible. Negligible means very low, and the death rate on the other hand is very high because of lack of proper medical facilities. Okay, reproductive care not available for pregnant ladies. Okay, many more, malnutrition, environmental condition, different diseases, etc., etc. Okay, so population of Africa and population of India, they are different from these attributes. Okay, just like in the state of Haryana, the sex ratio for female is low than that of male. Female is less in number in Haryana and all that states, whereas male is more in number. Whereas if you go to Kerala and Bengal, is in this states the ratio of ratio of female is higher as compared to male. So clearly from comparing these two these attributes, we can clearly define key. See, this state is having a higher sex ratio for male to female, and this ratio is having a lower sex ratio for male to female. Okay, now next point is population age. It's a very important part. Recently a study was there which says Italy, the country of Italy is dying. Why dying? Because in Italy the number of youth is far less than the number of post-reproductive aged men. Okay? Now post-reproductive, pre-reproductive, reproductive, all we will discuss in the next video. Okay? So keep in mind, population age is necessary, otherwise we cannot predict the future of the population. Okay? If we want to predict the future, we need to know the population age. Now next is population size. It is another important thing. What do population size tells us? It will help us to know what is the size of the present population, be it human population or any microbial population, any other thing. Okay? But it helps us to get the view that what is the size of the population and what are the factors which may be responsible for that size, so that we can look into those factors and if necessary we can check it. Okay? Now next let's move to the NCERT lines. Okay? See, NCERT, after all, whatever books you are following, it's fine, but see, you need to, end of the day, you need to follow NCERT because questions are going to come from NCERT. Okay, so let's move to NCERT. See, as I said you, the very important person which NCRT says is Ramdev Mishra. You can see before the chapter of this organism and population, you can see his face, his picture is there along with his contributions and his life story in a precise manner. So keep this in mind. First and foremost, see, NCRT says father of ecology in India. Now, if in NEET examination or CBSE they ask you ki, who is the father, then don't get surprised because NCRT has already said that father of ecology in India is Ramdev Mishra. Okay. Now, no need to remember about the date. See, it's no need. If you want, you can read. Okay. Now, he established teaching and research in ecology or at the Department of Botany of Benares Hindu University, BHU. Okay. Now, next important thing, his research laid the foundations for understanding of tropical communities and their succession, environmental responses of plant populations and productivity and nutrient cycling in tropical forest and grassland ecosystems. These lines are very important. Kindly mark it in your own NCRT. Okay. Now see, next if you go down, he formulated the first PG course or the post graduation degree course for ecology in India. Next, he was honored with, mark this line, fellowship of the Indian National Science Academy and the World Academy of Arts and Science and the prestigious Sanjay Gandhi Award in Environment and Ecology. Okay. Now, at the end, the very important point, see, Ramdev Mishra was the first. Why is he called as the pioneer or the father? Because he was the first to bring it to the government that it was necessary for India to develop a national committee for environment. Okay, it was developed in 1970s. We don't have a department or a ministry which deals with environment and forest, but today we have a department or the ministry which is known as the Ministry of Environment and Forest, and all this is because of Ramdev Mishra. What he did, see, NCRT says due to his efforts, the government of India established the National Committee for Environmental Planning and Coordination 1972. Mark the year, which in later years paved the way. Paved the way means, see, if a planning commission is not there, you cannot directly go and open a new department or a new ministry. The planning commission the role of the planning commission is to frame the new department which is going to open. So Ramdev Mishra, first he did the planning commission, and after that it led to the establishment of this Ministry of Environment and Forest in the year 1984. See, these years are very important. You should keep a copy and write all the years which are important, which are there in NCRT. Okay. Now, next, that's all from this particular page. Next, move to the next page. See, this is the first page, and in this particular page, what you need to memorize, not memorize, just remember this. There are different levels of biological class organizations starting from macromolecules. Now, what are macromolecules? We know carbohydrates, okay, proteins, nucleotides, etc. Okay, these are all macromolecules. Then cells, tissue, organ system, individual organisms, population, communities, ecosystem, and biomes. Okay, all of them will have different level of biological organization. Okay, now remaining, next, nothing important from here, you can omit this out. Okay, now next, move to the next page. See, we will talk to up to this part only in this video. Next part, in the next video, we will talk about the rest of the page. See, in the very beginning, mark this definition of ecology, which I had also given you in my notes. Okay. See, ecology is basically concerned with 4 level of biological organization. Okay. Now, what is the 4 level of biological organization? First is organism, second is population, third is communities, and fourth is biome. Keep this in mind. There are 4 level: organism, population, communities, and biomes. Okay. So that's the total of ecology. Okay. I hope this first part of this video will make things easier for you, because see, this is NCRT. Reading NCRT is bit tougher, I know. So I thought to make it easier by pointing out the important lines which from which questions are going to come in your upcoming board examinations or NEET. Okay, so just go through this video, okay, and note down all the points and revise your NCRT. Okay, chalo, let's meet in the next video with the next part of ecology, that is part 2. Chalo, bye.